So one of the topics that's come up a lot from both coachees and strangers alike is really this question around career pivoting. And a couple days ago, the good folks over at LinkedIn on their editorial team came out with an article talking about how to make a career pivot. And I think this is a really important discussion for anyone out there who is currently thinking about leaving behind an industry or function or a company in pursuit of something that's radically different. Personally, I've been through this process in my career on multiple occasions. So, back in 2009, I left the financial services world to go to the nonprofit world. I went to business school, and then that whole journey, I actually wound up going back to banking, which is a whole other story. But then in 2013, I switched from banking to consulting. In 2017, I went from consulting to HR strategy and tech sales. So I think the important thing to realize is that a career pivot is absolutely possible, but I think it requires a few important action steps to be taken on your part. So, first, can you justify why you're looking to get into that industry or into that function or into that organization? Have you talked to people about what the experience is like? And have you defined what are the values of yours that are actually going to be served or satisfied by going into that function or industry or job? Next, have you found the right opportunity that's available? And this really does come down to who you know, the timing, as well as your relative competitiveness. Next, if you, for example, don't know a lot about the industry or don't have the technical expertise, how are you getting it? Are you doing research by Googling, going to Wikipedia? Is that enough? Have you taken a course on LinkedIn Learning or Degreed or Udemy? Or have you been able to take a more formalized study path, perhaps like getting an MBA or a master's or a JD or what have you? So a number of different considerations. But again, if you talk to enough people who are already in that function or in that industry or in that role, you should be able to get a general sense as to what are the prerequisites. Is it something where there's a formalized educational path to get into it, or do you maybe need to know somebody before you get into it? I mean, the old adage says it's better to know someone than to, have the best application or the best resume, which I do agree with. And that being said, how do you establish who to communicate with or who to build relationships with in that function or in that organization? So, if you're trying to make a career pivot, keep working at it. Keep thinking about these important questions. If you've got more questions, of course, please feel free to leave them in the comment box below or message me directly at aaron@coachingaf.com. Thanks.